Good late Tuesday, early Wednesday, meteorologist Casey Cloud here in the Weather Center right now, giving you a look at that current Doppler radar picture across North Florida, South Georgia. See some scattered showers around, not too big of a deal overall, though. That's kind of the storyline here at this point as we're kind of looking at things across those 62 counties or so. I know you can see the temperature trends right now. We're sitting in the low to mid 60s here toward the east of Stark, where I'm at. That's the same story for many spots. A lot warmer, unseasonably warm here, unseasonably warm, as we try to say that here fast. As we're looking across our region, you can kind of just get an idea here of what we're dealing with at this hour, and the trend will be for these warm temperatures to stick around here through the rest of the week here and in toward the weekend, the beginning of it, and then later on we're going to see a switch here where we end up having a scenario where we end up dealing with some cooler temperatures just after we have some scattered shower activity, maybe even some thunderstorms here at points around to deal with. I know the stronger accent here as we're looking across the country right now is out toward areas there in toward Texas there, especially some of that in toward Louisiana there to some extent as well. But you can see north of Houston, quite a few flash flood warnings here at this point in time. There is a tornado risk here that's gone up just in the last little bit there for parts of Louisiana and Mississippi there on that Wednesday as we look ahead. So some isolated tornadoes definitely a possibility. I know I'm keeping an eye on that flash flooding out toward Texas here, looking at some of the latest information coming out on that. So let me just go ahead and see if there's any questions or comments here from any of the viewers real quick as we're kind of just getting going. Don't see anything here at this point, but we'll kind of just go ahead and keep looking here at the overall pattern. I know we had an ice storm here looking back just a couple of days ago, and now we're seeing a pattern here that's considerably different as we're looking at things, as we're kind of looking at the overall scenario. We've seen much warmer temperatures here coming toward the picture, so that's a big change as we're looking back out there toward the south central and even the Midwest. I mean, you're seeing many areas there above freezing, even in parts of Missouri, for instance. So that's something to kind of take note of here as we're looking there. And let's go ahead and kind of give you guys an idea of that rainfall forecast because that excessive rainfall definitely an issue as we're looking out there over the next 7 days as we're getting out into these areas. I mean, maybe not lasting for the whole period, but still, this just gives you an idea of how much rain could fall over the next 7 days. You see out toward parts of Louisiana and Mississippi here. Looking there, we're talking about 5 inches on average, some areas even more so as this kind of spreads on off toward the east here. You can see water area a lot less in terms of that rain here expected as we're kind of looking, but still Tallahassee on the edge of maybe an inch on average, something like that, a little bit more up toward Albany here, but out of word like Stark and Gainesville, we're talking about amounts that are going to be more in toward that range of about a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch or so of precipitation here. So just kind of giving you that idea. Of course, we're always on top of things for our 62 counties under strong severe weather. I know we're going to have to watch here as we look ahead, as we kind of look ahead here in the days to come. We're going to be seeing a situation where we could have some isolated stronger storms, especially in those western zones, but nothing to get too concerned about here overall. So that's the good news. As we kind of say right now, those fog safety tips that we have, those warmer temperatures are seasonably warm here for this time of year, above average. It's a situation where this is where we have that fog formation that's more favorable here. Just make sure you're slowing down and giving yourself extra time to reach your destination. I know as we look toward Thursday morning, maybe even a little bit more concerned with that. Just make sure your vehicle is as visible as possible to other vehicles by using your low beam headlights and leave plenty of room between you and the vehicle in front of you. And then there's an extended forecast for the next 7 days. You can see a 20% chance of rain there on that Wednesday. Here's a look ahead from that scattered shower activity still staying around 40% on Thursday, going up to 50% on Friday, looking like more of the cover to that. Then 80 degrees for the high. So again, very warm. You see Saturday 80 degrees, a little bit cool on that Sunday, and then toward Monday there you're seeing even some cooler air coming in toward the picture. Just kind of giving you guys an idea of that here. In fact, I'll step out of the way real quick, kind of give you guys a look here what we're talking about in terms of some of these temperatures here. You see 37 by Tuesday morning. So again, definitely interesting to watch the different trends here and watch those trends across the region. I know we'll just keep on looking here somewhere to the west of a little bit cooler high temperatures as we look at that covered map. Just kind of reiterating that here for the viewers at home. So again, I'm just kind of giving you guys an idea of what's going on there as we're kind of looking at things. Again, nothing too concerning though. Again, we are watching things here with that flooding off toward the west, and we've had some really nasty flooding going back Monday toward San Diego there. Unusual situation for them. That's kind of interesting to touch on. Just kind of alluded to that here real quick as again, locally, there's just going to be some rain around more in our western areas here as we kind of look at things. So that's just kind of something to watch. And there's a tornado threat that's increased some here as we look toward the west. Again, we'll keep our eyes on things. Definitely could have to cut in here occasionally as we're looking ahead in the days to come here. So we'll be on top of things as we're kind of looking here on the different platforms, trying to keep you guys up to date here as needed. Facebook, Casey Cloud Reacts, Facebook Cloud Weather, Twitter/X at Cloud Casey, YouTube at Cloud Weather. You have Twitch Cloud Weather, you have website there, cloudweather.com. So if we need to just post a fuss for thunderstorm mornings, we can do that within our county region here. That would be something we're not as concerned. We just post on Facebook the two pages there, and a Twitter platform/X platform at Cloud Casey. But if we come on, of course, we always come on for any tornado warning storm. So just kind of reiterating that there. And again, looking out toward Texas, there all these flash flood warnings. They've had a lot of precipitation here as we're looking over the last 12 hours or so. As you're looking out toward areas like Fayette, Texas. There, I mean, this is showing an estimate of 3 to 4 inches. Could be higher though in localized areas for sure. I know water over some of the roadways here southeast of College Station, Texas A&M, southeast of there with the worst in the last 12 hours. You see Huntsville, Texas, Livingston, Texas there, getting up toward that Louisiana, Texas border there, from about Mansfield, Louisiana down toward the south. So some of those parishes and some of those counties there included in that. So definitely kind of interesting to touch on here as we're looking at things in the overall pattern. So again, always kind of intriguing to watch things, all these different trends here. We'll be on top of everything here in the Weather Center for you. Not terribly much to go into here tonight, and it's kind of short here with this update. I'm going to see if there's any questions or comments here from any of the viewers. I don't think so. I know we alluded to a rip current risk here towards some of those coastal areas there as well. This overall pattern will promote that. I know we'll definitely be watching the winds. I know could have more of that though as we're looking behind that storm system here as we're looking toward later on in the weekend. May get those winds to pick up a little bit more. Maybe Sunday, something like that here as we're getting that cooler air to come on in. So we'll have another forecast update for you late Thursday unless we need to come back on sooner with more weather information here in terms of anything that goes around us severe. May have that threat starting later Thursday, possibly. It's been kind of moving around in the models some, maybe in some of those western areas here, maybe later Thursday. Some of that threat may start to materialize and towards some of those zones there off toward the western, maybe west of Tallahassee and west there of Albany especially is where we'll be looking. I know we're watching all that flash flooding in Texas here, and we'll just continue to watch all those different trends and let you guys know about them here. Gonna be, you saw there, cool air coming in early next week. Not as cool as we just went through there with those freezing conditions, hard freezing conditions in some spots. Really thawing out, really looking more like spring here as we're seeing the temperature trends here just go so high overall, and it's very intriguing here. I mean, to go from what we were doing with to 70s, 80s for the highs, and then those lows here, not even really getting below 60 at points, but then and have that cool air in there, and you saw that rain chance the highest on Friday. We'll keep you guys updated for now. Have a great night, everybody.